In this video, we're going to look at how to use AWK to remove lines with missing data. We're actually going to be using AWK to remove lines that are missing the longitude and latitude from our CSV file. And we're also going to use it to make sure that AWK doesn't get confused between fields that have a comma inside it. For instance, an address field might have a comma inside it. So let's start and see how this works. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our OneDrive folder. I'm going to download a script that I need. Here's a bash scripts directory. I'm going to download this script called removemissing.sh. So let's download this one. And again, it's going to go, I'm going to be saving it in my downloads directory. And once that is ready, I'm going to go back to git bash right here. Let me clear the screen. And let's do a couple of things first. Remember that we have a file. I'm going to show you the file that is initial data.csv that only has one line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some lines to this file first. So I'm going to catalog our very large file. And then I'm going to extract from this file the lines that have the text building fire. Let's see if that works. So notice now that every line that is right on the screen has the text, has the text building fire. Let me go back here, has the text building fire. Okay. So let's do this. Let's extract that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to append that to our initial data file. So I'm going to do an append. To do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type twice the greater than field, and this means that the output from this command is going to be appended into my file initial data.csv. So let's see if this works. We're going to check the header of this initial data.csv. Let's see, head initial data.csv. Let's look, for instance, at the first 5 lines of CSV, or the first 3 lines. Notice that hit space -3. Notice that indeed the first line is our header with the field names, and then we have 2 more lines. And notice one thing here. Notice that this address here from our second line has a comma there in the middle. Right there has a comma. So if I used AWK like we used it before, AWK is going to think that one field, like my 4th field, is this, and that my field is Wilkinsburg, PA 15221. And we don't want that because we know that it's just one field. So we're going to have to tell AWK to ignore that comma that is inside the double quotation marks. Additionally, let me show you one more thing. Let me catalog initial data.csv, and notice that there are some lines like this one right here that is missing the latitude and longitude. So the latitude and longitude should look something like this: 40,46, minus 79.93, which is the coordinates for this particular building fire incident. But there's some lines that do not have, and if you scroll up a little bit, you'll notice that there's a few of those, and we want to get rid of those. We want our data to include just lines that have all the fields, including latitude and longitude. So in order to do that, you're going to use this remove missing script. Let me catalog that file. And this is a AWK script, and you don't have to look at all the details, but what it does here is this. It has a first part which is called begin, which is only going to be run once, and then it has a second part right here. That is what is going to go iterate line by line. So in the beginning part, it says pick a field separator as a comma, and then make sure that you ignore everything that it's in between double quotation marks. And there could be a few patterns that can do that. And these are regular expressions to do that. They're actually documented here in the documentation from AWK, how to do it. So if you want to go and check how those regular expressions eliminate or tell AWK to ignore fields, ignore commas in fields that are inside double quotes, you can go check that out. Now the other thing is that we need to make sure that the fields latitude and longitude are different than empty. So we're gonna only print the line, so print string 0 prints the whole line. If the latitude and the longitude are different to empty fields, so we're saying different means this is the symbol for different, so exclamation mark equals means different, and basically quotation marks with nothing in between means empty. So if 17 and 18, the field number 17 and field number 18 and different, then empty, we're gonna print the line. So let's see how we run that. So we're gonna say AWK, and we're gonna say minus small f, not capital F, because we're gonna read a file, read a script, excuse me, that's called remove missing, and we're gonna run this script over our file initial data.csv. Let's see what happens if we run this. So I'll print it on the screen, and notice what we have here. The output indeed now has lines that only have that all of these have latitude and longitude included. So there's none, or should be none, that don't have latitude and longitude. So we're good with the data. Additionally, we have preserved our commas inside our addresses, so we're good. So let's run this command one more time, and let's redirect the output of this. We're gonna redirect the output of this, not double. No, we're not gonna use double greater than symbols. We're gonna just redirect it to a new file. We don't wanna append it to anything, but redirect it to a file called, let's say, building, or something like, let's say, data building fire.csv. Okay, so let's catalog our data.buildingfire.csv. There's our file.